What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I want to talk about a peace that surpasses all understanding. Something I experience, something I'm experiencing right now, and I want to share it with you guys because it's something that I've experienced for a long time now. I can't even count how many years I've lived with this sense of wholeness on the inside, where it's like no matter what's going on the outside. Yeah, I know I got the TV on. Let me turn it down just a little bit. It's like no matter what happens on the outside, I always have this peace. This it feels like a light glowing inside my chest. And it never dies ever. It doesn't matter how. In fact, it tends to hit me harder, like it shines brighter after I go through something that should have dimmed it. Instead of it dimming, like let's say when you go through something, let's use this as an example. I'm not saying that this has ever happened, but I'm just going to use it as a perfect example. Um let's say you're doing something for the first time, and you like ride a bike or ride a skateboard or go swimming or something, right? Something. Think of something that you've done for the first time, and then told a bunch of people that you can do it, and then go and do it, and then completely embarrass yourself or make yourself look crazy or whatever. Like you put yourself in a bad position, and yet somehow that light seems to still shine. It kind of works like that. Like the Bible says, a peace that surpasses all understanding. And that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. And I wanted to share it with you guys because I just I I'm I I'm baffled by it because I've been faced with things in my life should have that definitely should have taken away some sense of joy within me, or some sense of peace within me. Something I've been through things that should have definitely taken that away from me, and yet nothing that and I've had and trust me, my life has been full of challenges, and none of the countless challenges that I faced in my life have ever, ever dimmed this light that I have inside me. That I can't, that even me myself don't fully understand it. It's just there, and it never goes away. And it's always shining. Always. And it blows my mind the type of things that I could be faced with, and yet it still shines. And I always thought that when I first was dealing when I first like was getting to know this light, because it's almost like it has its own identity in a sense. It's like it's like having a friend within you that you're still trying to understand. And and this light that I'm talking about, it's not something I can explain that well. All I know is that no matter what I go through, there's this light inside my chest, and it glows. And I can feel it right now as I'm talking. It's like this bright light inside, like right where my heart is at. And the only time that I didn't feel that was when there was a period in my life right when I turned like 17 where I met this girl and I was in a relationship for a long time. I was with her for 4 years, and on the outside she did everything right that I could have ever asked for. This was the only time that I didn't feel it. And I fought like hell to feel it again. But I basically met this girl. She had like this, she was doing everything right on the outside, but she had like these real bad vibes on the inside. And I wanted to give her a chance, thinking that I could somehow bring her up to my level. But instead of me bringing her up to my level in the sense of like, and how I feel, she brought me down to her level. So I started feeling like her. And you know what I mean? So this had to be some miserable female who either could sense this light that I have within me or something, and wanted it, or wanted a piece of it or something, and was willing to do anything and everything for me just to get close to me, just to be around me, just to feel it. And there were times where I wanted to leave her so bad, because I felt it inside me, like she was just gnawing away at my light. And I hated that. I really hated that. I wanted the relationship to work because I thought that she really cared about me and the relationship and all that. But I'm starting to think that all she really cared about was my light, and she just wanted a piece of it. And at the time, I wasn't that experienced with girls, so I let her in, you know what I mean? I mean, she's done things for me that was pretty sweet, you know what I mean? So I couldn't resist myself in a sense. At the time, I had a hard time resisting myself, because she would do anything I say, anything. And having a woman that will literally do anything you say and not even question it and just obey you, like, especially when you're that young and your hormones are kicking hard. I mean, it's hard to walk away from something like that. So I ended up walking away like 4 years later, when I finally came to my senses and realized what was going on. And by then my heart was feeling like rotten on the inside, and everything was feeling all rotten, and I hated the way that felt. And at that point I was the one who was willing to do anything to not feel that. The only difference between me and her is that I didn't go out and snatch somebody else's light just to feel mine again or feel whole again or whatever. She tried to steal it from me. I went out and just stayed single and worked on myself and fixed myself. So I did it that way. And that way is usually longer. That's the long road. You know, fixing yourself. It's more worth it, but it's the long road. And then the short road is like you trying to fix yourself with other people's light or other people's energy, but then you're not really, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. But this is what it felt like. This is what it sent. This is what I sensed. This is what everything appeared to me as. And all I gotta say is that I could feel this light again. And it's like, even if you don't feel it, there's a chance that you could feel it. So for any of you out there who is looking for a peace that can surpass all understanding, and yet you don't know how to feel it, you gotta pray to God. You have to believe He's real, and don't let other people drain your energy like this woman I met did. This luscious, devious woman. And just this piece, it puts you in a position where you don't feel swayed by hard times or loneliness or being alone. Like, you're content with, you become content. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being content. I really believe that there's a purpose to this light that I feel inside me that doesn't seem to die no matter what. Like, my life is not the best it could be. And yet I feel a peace inside me that's so like bliss, like so like bright, that it not only does it surpass my circumstances, but it makes me feel like I'm complete. Like I'm just complete. And you could feel that too. I believe any of you who may watch this video, you can get to the point where you feel it too. And in fact, I encourage you to get to that point. The more people in this world can get to that point, I think the better off this world will be. You need to find that peace that surpasses all understanding. That's what the Bible calls it. And surpasses any circumstance, any this, any that. People hurt you, people heartbreak you and all that. You still feel it. It's there and it never dies. I feel it right now. It's just bright. Some moments it'll shine brighter than others. And then there's other moments where it shines brighter than most moments. And then there's like, it's just, but it's there. It's always there. And this peace that I feel within me is part of the reason why I will never stop believing in God. I think that's the thing. If people could feel the way I feel through all the circumstances, through everything, like the way I can, I'm pretty sure you'd believe in God too. If you're somebody who doesn't, I'm pretty sure if you could only feel what I feel, you would believe he exists too. Because there's no logic around the fact that my life is not the best it could be right now. And yet I feel whole on the inside in a peace that just surpasses all understanding. There's no logic around it other than the fact that God is real. I'm going to end the video there. I'm just letting everybody, I just wanted you to know that if you're somebody out there who feels empty on the inside, or you feel bad, like you're carrying around bad vibes or whatever, one, I would highly recommend you don't try to steal somebody else's energy, because that can come back at you. And two, work on yourself. Try to fix your aura. Be careful what you allow in your mind, because what you allow in your mind seeps into your heart. And yeah, you can get there. You can have this peace like I do. It's just a matter of, you have to be wary of your sins too. Don't just sin aimlessly, like sin whenever you want and call it freedom, because you may have free will to do what you want, but if you want to feel peace, and if you want to experience these things that I'm talking about, you have to be careful about the sins you allow in your life. Because it was a woman that I let in my life and got into certain sins with her that it started to affect me within, and I literally could not sit. I could not rest. I was completely restless knowing that I wasn't feeling my light. You guys can get there. It's possible. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.